Hello and welcome everyone. In this video, we will cover the best practices of series indexing. We will start by importing pandas and then we will create a series and we are already familiar with how to create a series. Now we will create another series, but this time we will have some duplicate indices within this series. Then if we want to check whether this series has duplicate indices or not, we could use the series.index.is_unique to check that. And let's run this cell. So you could see that this returns false for the duplicate series because this does not have unique indices, whereas this is true for the other series. Now, if we want to check the values at a certain index, we could provide the index keys or we could provide the index position and we could access the index value. As you can see that using this method of using position directly is deprecated. In a future version, integer keys will always be treated as labels. So to access a value by position, use series.iloc with the position. So that is the preferred way of doing things, and it is recommended to use the optimized pandas data access methods, and these include .at, .iat, and .log and .iloc methods. So let's see how we can use these methods. .log and .iloc methods, they allow label-based and position-based indexing respectively. So what does that mean? That means that we could use the position of the indices using iloc to access the value, whereas if we want to use the index directly, we could use .log method and provide the index label. So let's try to run this cell. Now, if we don't have the index label in present in the series, then what happens? So in that case, when we try to access the value by index 1967, which is not present in this series, so what happens? We get a key error, so missing or incorrect index. The same is true when we try to access a value by its index position. Um, then we also get an index error in this case. The good thing about these indexing is that we could use slicing. So if we run this, we get the first two values. Then we could also provide a list using iloc method and access different values within the series. Now, log is more similar to Python's dictionary-based indexing because we are providing labels and accessing the values. So here we could provide 1968, a single value, and we could provide more than one labels to access the values. Again, what happens when we provide a label that is not present in the index of that series? So we get a key error. Like the iloc method, we could also use slicing with the loc method, and that is very useful. Now, what is the difference between .at and .iat method as compared to .log and .iloc methods? They are pretty much similar, but the only difference is that with log, as we saw, that we could access multiple values, but here with at, it only allows us to access single values. So if we run this, we get 7, but in this case we were accessing a single label, but it had a duplicate entry, so we are getting a series in return. Now, as I said, like we cannot access multiple indices or more than one indices. If we use this method, even though these indices are present in the duplicate series, as we can confirm that these are present in the series. So if we run this, we get a value error. Now we could also do broadcasting. So what is broadcasting? It's taking a series and applying an operation to each value of the series. And we have used it when we created a mask in the previous videos, where we use greater than or less than operations, and it was applied to every entry in the series. We can also perform other broadcasting operations, as we can see here. So we have this series George, and if we want to increase the songs by 2, so we could simply add George plus 2, and it will add 2 to all of the entries within the series. And the same way we could apply multiplication, and we get the multiplied result of the song. So 10 times 10 is 100, and 10 times 7 is 70. So this was all about the best practices of using series indexing to access values. This is very useful and very practical information. And there is more to come in the coming videos, because the next video is about the methods that we can use in series to analyze data. So please keep watching, and see you all in the next video.